Headlines this morning: and bill for safety protection of factory workers scales second reading in Anambra State Assembly. Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, UCHEM, tasked staff on effective service delivery. FG inaugurates Bioethics Committee in Abuja. Severe heat wave engulfs Asia, causing deaths. Before the news in details, there is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonya Nwokoye. A bill for a law to ensure the safety, health, and welfare of factory workers and all persons lawfully present at factories has scaled second reading in Anambra State House of Assembly. The bill, which is sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Dr. Pascal Abodike, scaled second reading during plenary on Tuesday. Our House of Assembly correspondent, Chukwemeka Modelim, filed this report taken from here.
Dr. Abodike, the bill is designed to ensure the safety and protection of factory workers in the state from occupational hazards by providing correlating duties and penalties for the breach thereof. The Deputy Speaker further said that the bill mandates every employer to carry out appropriate risk assessment in relation to the safety and health of persons employed, and on the basis of these results, adopt preventive and protective measures to ensure that under all conditions of their intended use, all chemicals, machinery, equipment, tools, and process under the control of the employer are safe and without risk to health and comply with the requirements of safety and health provisions in the bill.
This bill, if passed, will checkmate all those abnormalities. For one to establish a factory where some goods and some materials are being produced, there are some safety measures the person should put in place.
On his part, the Deputy Majority Leader, Emeka Foka, added that any person who contravenes the provisions of the bill commits an offense and is liable upon conviction to a fine not exceeding 100,000 naira or to an imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months or both. In his contribution, the Chairman of House Committee on Health, Dr. Kata Umoduago, noted that the bill will guarantee the safety of factory workers as it ensures that every factory owner will put in place all appropriate protective clothing or equipment to be used in the workplace by employees who, in the course of employment, are likely to be exposed to the risk of bodily injuries, and adequate instructions in the use of protective equipment.
Go to factories, you don't even see common fire extinguisher. And the bill is just talking about standards, ensuring standards. And when standards are met, you see that safety is also ensured.
In their contributions, the member representing Oyi constituency, Honorable Charles Obima, and his Nnewi North constituency counterpart, Honorable Nonsosmat Okafo, and the member representing Anambra East constituency, Honorable Obinna Emeneka, who noted that the good health is the fundamental right of every worker, maintained that it seeks to protect the common man working in every factory in the state from chemicals that can endanger his health, and put in place good welfare package for him. Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, read out the bill for the second time, while the legislators supported it through a voice vote.
Those in support that this bill passes the second reading say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Wife of the governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Nonya Soludo, has warned that the society risks more harm if parents and other social custodians continue to neglect important family values and giving the ideals of child raising petty attention. The Anambra governor's wife, who was speaking in Awka, said the total neglect of basic child upbringing formulas by today's families puts the society in greater danger, with fast decline in moral rectitude slowly overshadowing traditional social etiquettes. Mrs. Soludo said that most social challenges faced by the present society, including drug addiction, cultism, armed robbery, kidnapping, fast and illicit quest for money, and violent agitation, among others, point to the failure by the society as a whole to instill the right ideals in the younger generation. The governor's wife, who is also the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA War Against Drug Abuse Ambassador in Anambra State, said she is committed to the war against proliferation of illicit drugs and use, especially among school children, and would continue to engage in social advocacies and other avenues to create awareness on the dangers of hard drugs and help stem the tide of drug abuse in Anambra State. Mrs. Soludo, who expressed worry over rising moral deficit in today's society, said it is time for parents and indeed all stakeholders, including schools, political, religious, and community leaders, to be more pragmatic in their social duties, while government at all levels must do more to show sincere commitment to tackling growing social deprivations. The governor's wife further reiterated her earlier call for the parents to always question the source of their children's wealth, especially when it appears suspicious and questionable, and also called on the general society to preach more about the value of hard work and desist from giving material precedence over diligence. The Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, pharmacist Chisom Uchem, has advised their workers across the state to be responsive and dedicated to duty at all times. Pharmacist Uchem stated this while speaking with ABS health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye in Awka. Pharmacist Uchem said that the warning became imperative to ensure that their workers in all primary health care centers in the state are doing what is expected of them by delivering quality medical services to Anambra. The Executive Secretary noted that Governor Chukwuma Soludo is passionate about the health needs of the citizenry, hence his massive human and material investment into the state health sector. She, however, praised the doggedness of their workers across the state and promised that the Anambra State government will continue to prioritize their welfare for an improved service delivery. According to pharmacist Uchem, under her leadership, Anambra will witness a service-oriented primary health care system that will be in tandem with Governor Soludo's health care policy. The ACDA State Primary Health Development Agency Executive Secretary further urged community leaders in the various communities in the state to ensure the safety of their workers in their various domains, as well as their equipment. Keke riders in Anambra State, under the auspices of Anambra Keke Drivers Forum, has taken their time to inspect the ongoing road projects in Awka, Anambra State capital. Speaking shortly after the exercise, the coordinator of Anambra State Keke Drivers Forum, Comrade Osita Obi, said that the aim was to ensure that the tax they are paying are being utilized, and assured they will champion the tax drive to enable Governor Chukwuma Soludo do better. Correspondent Valentine Mbadoga filed this report.
Governor Soludo is keeping to his promises of putting every Anambra money to maximum use and expressed their satisfaction to that effect. He also asked that government should checkmate the activities of some of the enforcement teams to ensure they are keeping to the rules, and promised their unalloyed support.
KDF will not only make sure that 100% of Keke drivers get into government tax net, but we will also go out of our way to make sure that other taxpayers in Anambra State get into government tax nets, so that government will see more fund to execute projects like this.
The Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra Ota Brigade Commander, Mr. Celestine Anere, who joined the Keke Riders during the exercise, encouraged them to commit to tax payment without enforcement so that they will pay more attention to eliminating touts, emphasizing that Governor Soludo is committed to zero touts in Anambra State. Mr. Anere asked that all hands should be on deck to achieve a tout-free Anambra, as reliable informations will help them to achieve good results.
Educate your members. Let them start paying their revenues so that we can have enough time. The governor is bent on eliminating aboros.
Some Keke drivers who spoke to the ABS, including Mr. Amos Nweke, Asamoah Victor, and Uchenna Ume, commended Governor Soludo's performance and strategic developmental milestones achieved so far.
I can see where my tax money is going to. My tax money is being used for maintenance of my state. I'm very, very glad. I thank Governor Soludo. At least I am now convinced, more and more convinced, that when I go out to tell people, please go and pay your tax, I can still see where I'll point my hand and to tell them that see where that your money is going to.
A member of UNESCO, Nigeria has signed the 2005 UNESCO Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights, which affirms that ethical issues raised by rapid advances in the sciences and its technological advancement should be examined with due respect to human dignity and universal respect for an observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms. An obligation of the membership is the establishment of a National Bioethics Committee, which the federal government of Nigeria fulfilled with the inauguration of a 30-member committee drawn from across the country. Princess Ekwi Ajide filed this report.
At the inauguration ceremony, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Senator Adeleke Mamora, said the essence of establishing the National Bioethics Committee, NBC, is to safeguard the dignity, rights, safety and well-being of citizens who seek assistance mainly in the treatment of their health, and for participants involved in research projects mainly in health and related fields. According to him, the science and technology sector now involves arts, education, social sciences, which means that no matter the level of development in a country, there is need to establish a strong NBC so as to deliver sound, informed, and more acceptable policies, putting into consideration the concerns of the citizens.
It is equally expected that the committee will address other issues of ethical concerns to health sciences, life sciences, health policies, and overall advancement of science and technology in our country.
On his part, the Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu, said Nigeria, like other developing countries of the world, has been experiencing an acceleration of innovation in technology, including advances in medicine and biotechnology. He noted that the degradation of agricultural lands and the general environment, regulatory fragmentation, and policy awareness issues continue to present formidable challenges. Hence, the National Bioethics Framework and policy documents are to serve as a guideline for the functions of the committee.
The purpose of this committee is therefore to assist healthcare providers, hospital administrators, patients, families, and the government by serving as a mechanism to develop, recommend, educate, review broad institutional standards, policies, and procedures related to bioethical issues.
The Director, UNESCO Regional Office for West Africa and the Sahel, and Officer in Charge, Abuja Office, Dr. Dimitri Sanga, represented by Regina Presso, said the establishment of a National Bioethics Committee in any country, especially with the full cooperation of the government, is a step in the right direction. For the organizers, including the Director General, NABDA, Professor Abdullahi Mustafa Olagunji Idowu, Dr. Chitu Womehoma Princewill, among others, gave reasons why the committee members were chosen and what is expected of them. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
Now, on the foreign scene, a severe heat wave has swept across much of Asia, causing deaths and school closures in India and record-breaking temperatures in China. In China, local media reported that record temperatures for April had been observed in many locations, including Chengdu, Zhejiang, Nanjing, Hangzhou, and other areas of the Yangtze River Delta region. Temperatures have also been reported in Southeast Asia in recent days, including in Luang Prabang, Laos, which recorded 42.7 Celsius this week, the highest reliable temperature in its history. The April heat wave has battered North and East Indian states, with this week the Meteorological Department issuing an orange warning of a severe heat wave in parts of Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and West Bengal, all states with a high proportion of rural workers and laborers who are forced to work outside even as temperatures and humidity soar. The heat wave is expected to continue till at least Friday. The high temperatures in India have prompted school closures in some states, while 13 people died and a further 8 received medical treatment due to sunstroke after an award event that was held outdoors in Maharashtra state. The unusually hot weather has also prompted health warnings in Thailand, where the health department warned of the risk of heat stroke, especially for people who exercise or work for long hours outside, such as construction workers and farmers. On sports news, Anambra State Sports Development Commission Chairman Patrick Estate Onyedum has commended the state contingent to the second strata-based national karate competition held in Bayelsa for their outstanding performance. Speaking in his office in Oka when he received reports on the outing from coach of the team, Godwin Okoro, Onyedum said the Anambra team performance at the competition held at the Samson Siasia Stadium, Yenagoa, between April 12th and April 15, showed that the state has comparative advantage in karate and expressed desire to take the development of the sport in primary and secondary schools across the state. According to the report, Anambra emerged overall second best at the competition with 4 gold and 4 silver behind Federal Capital Territory, which garnered 5 gold, 1 silver, and 5 bronze. Anambra won gold through Ujunwa Nwankwo in the 68-kilogram category, Uchenna Nwono in the 67-kilogram category, Team Kata female and Team Kumite female. Ngozi Okoro won 2 silver in individual kata and 50 kg. Emmanuel Ubuago won 67 kilogram, while Chinecherem Chiadikobi completed the medal haul. On behalf of the governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the Anambra State Sports Development Commission Chairman Onyedum congratulated the team for coming second in a national competition, saying it is not an easy feat. He urged the coach to work with Anambra Karate Association to work out a template for establishment of clubs in selected primary and secondary schools in the 3 senatorial districts of the state for physical and mental development of the Anambra child, among other benefits. Earlier, the coach of the Anambra team, Okoro, thanked the chairman of the commission for giving the 7-man team the opportunity to participate at the championship, adding that with the necessary support by the government, he is ready to take sports to Anambra communities. He said karate was good for self-defense, discipline of the athletes, as well as high medal winner for state at competitions. Congratulations to the winners there. Now, the remains of late Honorable Emmanuel Ekemeka Okoye have been laid to rest at his hometown, Edoji, Uragu, Newe. Honorable Emahu, also known by his title name, Oranwechi, who died at the age of 79 years, was a retired teacher, counselor, and a philanthropist. Ogochukwu Orano has details of the report.
The Bishop Emeritus of Nnewi Catholic Diocese, Most Reverend Hilary Odili Okeke, who led in the Requiem Mass, consult the family of the deceased, charge them to live a good life in order to make heaven. In a sermon, Reverend Father Syracuse Ofor, in charge of Odomili Bethsaida Praying Ministry, noted that the burial considered with Easter octave spoke extensively on the power of resurrection, where Jesus Christ defeated death, which is man's greatest enemy and fear, adding that resurrection gives Christians hope of an unending life. As Honorable Emmanuel will also rise on the last day.
Death has been a problem to mankind. Humans have been struggling how to deal with death. Why people die? Where do people go after death? And is there a hope for a human soul to survive after death?
In separate interviews, the first and third sons of late Honorable Emmanuel Okoye, Mayor Ikenna and Engineer Uzo, described their father as an honest, hardworking and God-fearing man, promised to carry on with his legacies, while the second son, Dr. Onyedika, said his father was a disciplinarian, mediator, teacher and a counselor who touched many lives, prayed for the peaceful repose of his soul.
My father is a kind man, he's a good man, fearless man, he's a passionate man, he's a very good man.
I promise to him is that I would continue the good things he taught us, me and my siblings. You know, the truthfulness he always, led for us to follow.
For the first daughter and daughter-in-law of the deceased, Barrister Ijoma Okonkwo and Mrs. Nneka Okoye, their father was a man of integrity, promised to uphold peace in their family.
He was so loving. He was a disciplinarian. He was everything, he's so, no human being is a perfect person, but I can say that he has a lot of integrity.
The grandchildren of the deceased, Vivian Okonkwo and Ifunanya Okoye, as well as the eldest sister, Mrs. Roslyn Okoye, all bore testimonies of his good life. Others, including Chief Azoka Alomona, Mrs. Antonia Abase, the parish priest of St. Augustine's Catholic Church, Edoji Uruagonewi, Reverend Father Marcel Onwu Anilibe, condoled with the family of the deceased. Farewell songs by the deceased children, dance by Catholic women of St. Augustine, and condolences featured during the burial that attracted dignitaries from across the country. Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
Accept our condolences, and that's just about it. But remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Bill for Safety Protection of Factory Workers has killed second reading in Anambra State Assembly. Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, UCHEM, has tasked staff on effective service delivery. Federal government inaugurates Bioethics Committee in Abuja. And from the foreign scene, severe heat wave engulfs Asia, causing deaths. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya Mokoye. Good morning and have a great day.